This is the Hydra, the most powerful Thargoid Interceptor currently known to exist. Its hull strength makes even exerting a heart a real challenge, and there are 8 hearts in total. Its damage output cannot be weathered for even a short duration, and it can call upon a swarm of 128 Thargons. It is a monster of the deep black, and the ultimate Thargoid kill. I began tentatively hunting Hydra not long after getting comfortable engaging Medusa in combat. I spent a Saturday here and there in the Witchhead Nebula a few weeks ago, and every once in a while I would spot a Hydra on an FSS or dropping into space near some scouts.
Energy surge detected.
When they drop into normal space like this, you need to be pretty quick off the mark in order to get them to engage you. If you don't engage them quickly, they're just going to jump back to witch space and you'll lose your chance. I even decided to take one on once, but I was not prepared in any way for the size of the swarm, and it quickly gave me second thoughts. It isn't just the damage you may sustain, but the amount of synthesis materials you need to commit to the fight that deterred me from going on.
Energy surge detected.
A Medusa swarm has 96 Thargons in it, and that is quite a handful by itself. But a Hydra swarm has 128 Thargons, and that can seem like a very daunting task when you've only ever faced Medusa. So I returned to the Pleiades to wing up with Todd and take on Thargoids around HR 1185. Every once in a while we'd encounter a Hydra, and I'd have a go, but I still wasn't willing to commit the resources needed to really be effective. With the synthesis systems on ships, you have 3 choices of ammo to create. Basic is the default ammo type. Standard gives you a 15% damage boost, and Premium gives you a 30% boost. The latter is really a necessity when fighting Hydra, but it is very expensive in terms of engineering materials, and at the time I was more inclined to save it for all basic reloads. Another big problem with the Hydra is the amount of damage it can deal. It is very unforgiving of mistakes, and if your technique in orbiting is not up to scratch, if you're mistiming your heat sinks, you will be punished for those mistakes when fighting the Hydra. soon to come, however. I had met several incredibly skilled AX pilots while visiting the Anti-Xeno Initiative's Discord server, one of whom was Sniperman 672. On learning that I was hunting Hydras, he offered to take me along on one of his hunts, and I was very excited to do so. Sniperman 672 is an extremely experienced AX commander, and I would soon get to witness that skill firsthand. First heart. This was already quite an experience. Disaster was about to strike, however. My ship is suddenly locked in a roll. I struggle with it at first, but soon realise it is a HOTUS hardware failure. I use the twist axis on my stick to roll, as I find having the yaw on the stick X axis helps more with aiming. I don't know it right now, but the potentiometer in my stick has failed. I could no longer fight, would need to break off. Eventually I decided to remap the roll to the paddle axis on my throttle. It would be awkward and my manoeuvring would be hampered, but I thought I could make it through the fight this way. Sniperman decided we should take on a Basilisk first, just to make sure I was still up to the task. So I'd been able to engage the Basilisk without much issue. It was time to face up to the Hydra once again. First heart fallen, and I was finding there were two people engaging the Hydra. A rhythm developed that allowed you to be effective while staying out of harm's way. I wasn't kidding myself though. Sniperman was doing most of the work. I was just lending a hand and witnessing the skill on display. fight went on and the hearts were disappearing, I began to feel victory getting close. Would this be the first time I contribute to a Hydra kill? We had killed the Hydra, and I want to thank Sniperman 672 for taking me under his wing and showing me what can be done if you are determined enough. 07, Commander. With this boost in confidence, I still wanted to bag that solo kill though. And when we returned to the Witch Head with our squadron, the Anti-Xeno Defense Force, I was feeling optimistic about hunting down those Threat 8 signal sources.
Flight assist off.
On this occasion, I couldn't even get the first heart. These things are so tough. I would not give up hunting though, and while our carrier was located in HIP 23759, I would encounter the Hydra again. The swarm of the Hydra is a constant threat. Thargoid Interceptors have a 6 to 8 minute window for you to destroy a heart. If you take longer, they enter an enraged state in which they will immediately replace any lost swarm. A lot of the fight against the Hydra is in the enraged state for me, and so dealing with this threat was quite a challenge. The biggest threat they pose is their suicide attack. If the whole swarm goes suicide missile and hits, you will be destroyed instantly. It was time to begin my first attacking run. I had premium ammo already loaded, so I was interested to see how much of a difference the damage would make. and gone quite smoothly too. Definitely the boost my confidence needed.
Weapons rearmed.
Second heart was another smooth one. I was feeling very in control at this point. This feeling, however, was not to last. Two of my Gauss cannons are out of ammo. I'd need to break off and rearm them before I could be effective against the Hydra. I had still not destroyed the third heart, and now I was running out of heat sinks. Again, I would need to break off to restock them. This would give ample time for the Hydra to become enraged and release another swarm. Now, it is not impossible to fight an interceptor that is in the enraged state. All you have to do is get the swarm down to low enough numbers that if they all suicide attack you at once, you can survive that attack. Finally, the third heart fell. It was clear at this point that this was going to be a battle to the end. I have been caught in the Hydra's lightning attack. This would cause significant damage and require the use of repair limpets to fix. I would need to break off to carry out repairs. Once again I had run out of heat sinks. Without heat sinks to keep you cold during attacking runs, you are totally vulnerable to the fire from the Interceptor. Against the Hydra, your ship would not last long under those conditions. I had been caught by lightning for the second time, and I was out of heatsinks once again. Would this be the heart that saw me heading back to the rebuy screen? After what had felt like an eternity, the fourth heart had finally fallen. This was the midpoint of the fight, and I was already physically and mentally exhausted. Still a long way to go if I was to claim victory for myself though. I had not dealt enough damage to destroy the heart, and now the heart has returned to its non-exerted state. This would mean I would have to expend all of that ammo again to get the heart to re-exert. And in what is becoming quite a theme in this fight, I have run out of heatsinks once again. You used up a lot of heatsinks on these attacking runs against the Hydra. If you can't get the heart on the first exertion, I've learned it's actually best to break off then and restock your heat sinks to save wasting the ammo when you're going to have to break off later anyway. It had been another long battle, but the fifth heart had finally fallen. Only 3 more to go, and I could claim victory for myself. I was out of heat sinks once again, but by now I was starting to develop a rhythm for this kind of action. I knew that if I broke off, I could deal with the swarm and get back into the fight and eventually get this heart. I just had to be determined enough. Victory was in my grasp. I could feel it coming. Although at this point I'd been fighting for 90 minutes, my mind was beginning to wander. It's amazing how much concentration it takes to deal with one of these opponents face to face. Once again, 2 of my guns were out of ammo, but I had an exerted heart. I would try to push on with this, see if I could get the heart before going to rearm. If not, it would mean both rearming and re-exerting the heart. The 7th heart had fallen. Only 1 more to go, and this Hydra would be defenseless against me. The 8th and final heart had fallen. I couldn't believe it. All I had to do now was deal with 1 more swarm, and I could destroy the toughest of all Thargoid Interceptors. I had done it. After a 2-hour battle, the Hydra had fallen. I was exhausted, but victorious. I returned to the Icarus with a new confidence. We would not have much time to celebrate though. We would soon be shipping out to Evangelis to assist in a large-scale Thargoid attack. How will the squadron fare as we work as teams for the first time? Join us next time to find out.